Level 100, the Sanctuary of the Strong. Calquia would guide you to the next zone. So far, there appears to be no change with the Meso terminal. So let's take the opportunity to visit another zone, a Sile Volcane in the northeast. Place with the volcano, eh? And I suppose we're using the zipline again? You know it, like before I'll take care of the guard at the Gate of Remembrance. Come, let's head back. Or bleep bloop, error, download complete, user registration confirmed. Dauntless adventurers, I bid you welcome to Sile Volcane, the Sanctuary of the Strong. Fight with courage and honor that your legend may resound forevermore in the arena of valor. It's only an illusion. It's only an illusion. What's this now? Don't tell me you're afraid of the lava. Not on your life. It isn't even real, is it? Oh, definitely not, but don't take my word for it. Jump in and see for yourself. No need, I believe you. That there is the terminal. You can get to it via the caverns that run through the volcano. I'll go on ahead and wait for you. Take care around the wildlife now. Hey, Aaronville. I'll explore alone. You needn't worry. I'll give the wildlife a wide berth. Poor Aaronville. He's still coming to terms with it. You can hardly blame him. Let's leave him be for now. Come on, let's get moving ourselves. Looks like we have two paths to choose from. I thought I saw Calquia heading left, though. Well, that would seem to be the detour. I must say I'm rather curious about that round building. Well, I'm always up for a scenic route. Let's follow after Calquia and see what the building's about. Heron Villa is elsewhere, of course. Well now, look who came this way too. Great minds, as they say. This appears to be a fighting arena. Is it also a recreation of an actual place? No likelihood. While I don't know the details, I understand such facilities were once common across the land. Though it's closed at the moment, even Solution 9 has the Arcadia, and it may well be a legacy of the past. Anyway, it seems the next match is about to begin. As I've already spectated my fill, I will move on, but you ought to head inside for a look. Arcanist Ruin.
That rather resembles Arcanima, wouldn't you agree?
Indeed. While similar arts could have developed independently across reflections, this verges on being identical.
Is that our parents?
Is something wrong?
What?
Do we know each other from somewhere?
Come on, dear!
Oh, I'm sorry, but I must be going.
Wait, please!
You're new here, I gather. It may seem strange at first, but give it time. You'll grow accustomed to it soon enough.
No, I'm not. Rather, I'm, Oh, what can I say? Of course. This earring. Do you recognize it?
Impossible.
My name is Kryl. When I was a baby, I was taken from this world to another, where I grew up without knowledge of my past. I know not how much time has passed for you, and, things may not be as you expect them to be, but I'm here now. I found my way back. This earring, it contained a code with which I was able to reopen the gate. And I did, and I'm here. And...
Could it be as she claims?
She's not lying. I can tell. And there is no mistaking the earring. Oh.
Oh,
How you've grown, my darling daughter.
It has been 20 years.
Yes, names. I'm Robor, and this is Alila, your mother. Doubtless, we have a mountain of questions for each other, but perhaps we can take this somewhere quieter? The heat wells, for instance. There's a spot there where we can relax and chat.
think that Kra would actually meet her parents. Could it be that the system orchestrated this reunion as well? Forgive me, this is all so much to take in. I'm struggling to collect my thoughts. Level 100, the Sanctuary of the Strong. Complete. Level 100, the Taste of Family. Krile has regained some composure. Alright, I feel a little calmer now. Thought myself prepared for the possibility, but to actually come face to face with my parents was overwhelming. Having been parted from them as an infant, I'm not sure how to behave. Take your time. After everything that has happened, you deserve to do so. You have many things to say to one another. Now you can say it. Indeed, this is a meeting to be cherished. Just do what comes natural, eh? Thank you, everyone. I'll make the most of our time together. Such a strange feeling to be reunited with you beyond death. Your companions, what are they called? Oh dear, I'd completely forgotten to introduce them. Over here is Wuklamat, Vow of Resolve of Tuliolal. Beside her is Grahatia, my colleague and the students of Baldezi. And this is Illy, an adventurer, though that hardly does her justice. She is the most dependable of friends to whom I owe my life. My word, we clearly have a great deal of thanks to give, don't we, dear? Yes. Yes, we do. Our heartfelt gratitude to you all. Not the smoothest of beginnings, is it? If only we had some Jibruk Bibel to ease the way, am I right? Wait, that's not a bad idea. Hey, are you hungry? We could bring you something to eat if you like. Oh, thank you, but we're fine. You know, it's quite hot here by the springs. Something cold would be lovely. Understood. We'll fetch you all treats and help you cool off. I wouldn't want to be a bother, but... Think nothing of it. This is what friends are for. Thank you. We shall look forward to the cool treats. That was well conceived, Wuklamat. Just putting what I learned in Yoctel to use. If I had to mention a potential problem, however, it is that food here tastes like nothing to the living. Seriously, I had no idea. Still, it appears to be perfectly enjoyable for the endless. I'm going along with the idea. Crowd likely understands this. May not instantly break the ice, but I'm hopeful that it will help the thought. Shall we split up and look for what Alila requested? Something cold, ironically? It's supposed to be a special moment, so I say we go with the best treat there is, one that'll leave an impression. The locals ought to be able to recommend something. You wanted to ask people near the ether, right? Zilli, Grahatia, and I will do the same elsewhere. Soon. Okay. Cold treat that will leave an impression. That's a difficult one. Our volcano is home to fighters, so the food here is mostly the hearty and filling kind. Ah, right, there's a popular stall to the southwest that might just have what you're after. Why don't you go and take a look? Ooh, after a long and hot soak like that, I'm going to need a Gold Star ice cream. What? You don't know Gold Star ice cream? It's only the most popular treat here in Isle Volcane. While it's a little tricky to tuck into, you can't come here and not try it. There's a stall just to the southwest, so you have no excuses. What snack to have today? You want a recommendation for something tasty and cold? This stall doesn't have that sort of thing, I'm afraid. Speaking of something cold, I could use an ice drink with my snack. I think I'll get a coffee. Actually, a tea might be better, even a lemonade. How about I can't go past a beer? Yes, let's make it a white beer today. Based on what you learned from the locals, the stall to the southwest seems promising. Yeah, so you're here too. Everyone I spoke with recommended Gold Star ice cream. Colorful balls stacked on top of each other. That'd be the ice cream, I'll take it. You can see the appeal, but it's going to be hard to deliver it intact. We need 3 servings, so let's get Graha to help carry one. Leave it to me. You're talking to a transportation expert. You mean you can do it alone? Well, there do seem to be vessels for carrying 3. Are you sure about this? Great, they're definitely safer in your hands than mine. I'll go and tell Graha everything's taken care of. See you back at the springs. Hello there, would you care for our famous Gold Star ice cream? Alright, 3 servings coming right up. Here you are. You'll want to be quick so it doesn't melt, but also careful so it doesn't collapse. Good luck and enjoy. Deliver the ice cream to Kral before the time runs out. You have 2 minutes and 5 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. And sure. Oh, I hope I make it. Goodness me, what an amazing looking tree. Thank you so much.
Never did we imagine that such a reward awaited us. Isn't that so, Robor?
Yes.
Oh, don't mind your father. Like me, he's still getting used to seeing you all grown up.
This is just excruciating.
Yeah. Ask them.
Yes, well, a 20-year blank is not so quickly filled.
Even so, there's got to be something we can do.
You know, I think I might have an idea.
Raha?
Hmm.
What is he doing?
Breaking the tension.
Oh, you needn't force yourself.
It doesn't taste of anything to the living, surely.
No, it's delicious. I mean it. I've never tasted anything so good.
It really does taste so much better when we're all together.
Yes, indeed.
I'm suddenly craving dessert. How about you?
Truly, we've never felt so happy in all our lives. We don't know how to thank you. But at the very least, we can give you some answers. You've risked so much and come so far from them after all.
Tis our understanding you are researching a power called interdimensional fusion. Will you tell us about it?
To begin at the very beginning, there is a legend passed down by our people, the Milala. In the distant past, we abided in a different world. Our homeland was a paradise of eternal summer. The flowers were always in bloom. Until, that is, the great calamity turned the very seas to ice. As those around them froze to death, our ancestors looked to a mighty relic for salvation. By its power, they opened a portal and used it to flee to another reality.
The key is none other than that relic, and it has been in the safekeeping of our people since time immemorial.
Yes. When lightning threatened this world, we attempted to use the key to flee again, like our ancestors once did. Alas, no matter what we tried, we couldn't invoke its power. We had all but given up when Preservation approached us with an offer of partnership. Desperate as we were, we accepted their help, only to later discover their ulterior motive: to plunder other worlds of ether. Seeking to frustrate their plans, we defected from the Order, and as their agents closed in on us, we seized control of the prototype gate and activated it.
What followed you already know. We sent our daughter and the key through the portal, entrusting them to the men we encountered. You were born with an unusual gift, you see. Upon learning of it, Preservation sought to subject you to experiments.
An unusual gift? The Echo, I dare say.
Our people, the Milala. Are there any ways I might learn more about them?
There are, such as visiting the cavern inside the volcano. Our ancient homeland has been recreated there. While it's intended to serve as an entertaining diversion, it ought to teach you a thing or two about our history and traditions.
May we go there? Selfish though it may be, I should love to learn of my ancestors. Of them. And of the legacy my parents entrusted to me.
Sure, by all means. As it happens, it's on the way to our destination.
Tilly Raha Lamachi. With your help, I was able to not only bond with my parents, but know the joy of sharing a meal with them besides. For that and so much else, I thank you. Level 100. Taste of Family. Sweet. Level 100. Leafing through the past. Ryle is eager to learn about the Malala people. My parents told us the cavern inside the volcano is a place for learning about the Malala's ancient homeland. But I'm hoping it will yield other information as well, namely information on preservation. Preservation, the scientists who were researching interdimensional fusion, and prior to that, created the Endless. As living memory is likely also their creation, I expect they would carefully curate any details concerning themselves, but I wish to keep an eye out nonetheless. I'm all for it, of course, seeing as the key once belonged to the Malala, it couldn't hurt to learn about them. Alright then, let's head inside. Quite a mystical atmosphere here. Is this what the Malala homeland was like? Ding ding, correct. What's going on? The ancient home of the Malala people is recreated here in exacting detail thanks to the marvel of electrope. The scale alone has been adjusted in order to accommodate folk of all proportions. But I have neglected to introduce myself. I am the guide for this facility, the steps of the speaker. It shall be my pleasure to assist you as you embark upon your educational journey. Is even a guide? How considerate. All right, then, as we wander around, if there is something we do not understand, we'll be certain to ask you. Incorrect. Visit to our facility take the form of a quiz tour, so the correct answer is follow the instructions of your guide. That's yours truly. Sounds like a pain in the ass. Sure will be both enlightening and entertaining. Let's have them guide us. Very good, madam. I have registered the 4 of you as visitors. Please proceed through yonder passageway to the chamber beyond. I may have your attention. Stand within a shrine of the Malala, a migrant people who roamed until they found new lands to call their own. According to the folklore, they originally hailed from a paradise of eternal summer. Alas, they had no choice but to abandon it when a great calamity froze the very sea. Speaker, their spiritual leader, guided them to safety, and she is enshrined here with the sacred relic she wielded. In this place, they performed rituals dedicated to the dream that one day they might return to their ancestral home. Sacred relic, that must be the key used to initiate interdimensional fusion. Interdimensional fusion? If such a wondrous power existed, I can only imagine what great feats it could be used to achieve. Now then, it's time for a history quiz. Here we go. There are 4 braziers in this room, each of which is accompanied by a panel bearing a statement. If you believe a statement is true, then you must light its brazier by operating the panel. Simple, yes? Without further ado, please nominate a representative and begin. If there are no objections, let us have Zilly do the honors. Go on and take a look at the panels, my friend. Owing to our innate gift in arcane calculations, we Malala not only transformed Electrope into a miraculous tool, but excelled in its study besides. As such, despite originally being outsiders, we were favored by the rulers of many a nation. Nothing in this statement was touched upon by the guide. You will need to find other sources to ascertain its veracity. Lightning threatened the world. We Malala turned to our relic once more. Invoking its power, we opened a portal and returned to our ancient homeland. While this statement is similar to what you heard from the guide, you do not recall the Malalas returning to their homeland. Long ago, our people dwelled on the Isles of Eternal Summer, where the flowers ever bloomed. Yet eternity did not last, for calamity turned the bounteous waters to barren ice. The statement seems to agree with the words spoken by the guide. This one for now. Praying fervently upon the sacred relic, the speaker opened a portal through which our people fled. However, she alone had to remain behind in order to sustain the power. While the statement is similar to what you heard from the guide, you do not recall the speaker remaining behind. I guess we're supposed to go read those panels in the other room. Remember, you must like the Braziers whose statements you believe are true. Are you ready for your answers to be judged? Very well, let the judging begin. If not, we'll go light that other one. You have chosen poorly. You are welcome to try again. However, think carefully on what you have learned and consider reviewing the panels in the first chamber. Yeah, okay, so we're supposed to go back to the first chamber. Leave that one lit. Try this. Ding ding, you have answered correctly. Congratulations. Great work. I knew you could do it. Taken at face value, the information here would suggest that the Malala had simply migrated from a distant land. But we know better. We are aware of the existence of shard worlds, umbral calamities, and interdimensional fusion. For an event that froze the seas, the fifth umbral calamity comes to mind, that which ushered in the Age of Endless Frost. Legend holds that during that age, the entire population of the South Sea Isles vanished overnight. The art of Arcanima, too, traces its roots to the calculations of the South Sea Islanders. While we cannot outright conclude that these people were the Malalas, there are at least enough points of similarity to support the theory. And if you have mused to your satisfaction, let us move on to the next chamber. Another quiz awaits. How many of these quizzes are there? Yeah, we're just going to brute force through everything. If we can. We have come to the most enigmatic location in the museum. While it is known that the speakers rest, everything else remains a mystery. No one knows what purpose it served, not even the Malala themselves. That's rather curious. Isn't it, though? Some have suggested that this place is purely the creation of the facility's designer, that it didn't actually exist in a Malala homeland. Generally believed, however, that the adornments upon the wall are masks that represent the emotions of men. And that brings us to the final quiz. The question is simple. How many types of masks are there? It's the last one already? And something tells me it's not going to be as simple as it sounds. Please take all the time you require. I shall be here when you are ready to answer. Where's the mask at? Oh, they're all along the wall. How many are there total, or how many different types? Oh, there's more up top. Oh, there's a bunch. Okay, we're just gonna guess. So how many kinds of masks are there? Have you determined the answer? You always pick B or C first. So your answer is 4. How about everyone else? Seriously, I thought it was 6. Exili, I also believe it is 4. As do I. If it's not 4, we'll go with the second one. The correct answer is... 4. Congratulations to the 3 of you. Okay, so it was C this time. Damn it, where the hells did I mess up? That concludes the quiz tour for the steps of the speaker. Thank you for your visit today, and eagerly look forward to your next.
Finished at last. God, I'm exhausted.
If the legend is true, the Malala were refugees from the source. But what is this relic of theirs process that can bridge worlds. Who made it? And to what end?
Much about the key remains shrouded in mystery. By augmenting it with electrope, Preservation did succeed in opening a portal. Yet they could never grasp how they had managed to do so, much less the underlying principles of the technology. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion, let alone who imbued the key with its power, when they did so, or why. But remember this. The key is a tool, and like all tools, in and of itself, it is a force for neither good nor evil. Once taken in hand, however, its capacity for both is made plain. In delivering one man, it may doom another, making a lie of its bearer's every good intention.
As did Preservation, Queen Sveen seeks to wield the key in the name of those she loves. And in so doing, makes her people party to the destruction of countless souls. We have told you all we can. To be able to share this with you at the last, it feels as though we fulfilled our purpose.
You've come to shut down the terminal.
Yep.
Yes, we have. But perhaps there's another way, one that doesn't require the terminal's deactivation.
For the longest time, we've sought a means to erase ourselves before our knowledge could be used for ill. And in you, we have found it. So press on. Press on, and don't look back.
I will. May I ask you one last question?
Of course, my dear.
The earring. Why did you leave it with me?
Because, Kryl, we wanted to see you again.
Aw.
This may seem self-serving, but we wanted to leave a trace of ourselves with you. A hint to guide you to us, so that we could live in hope.
We've dreamed of this day for so long, but now that it's become reality, we wonder if we deserve to enjoy it. We wanted naught but the best for you, yet we've always wondered how much you might have suffered in our absence.
Do not torment yourselves so. As fate would have it, you entrusted me to a good man. His name is Galuf, and he raised me as his own. What's more, I've been blessed with the finest comrades anyone could have. It's thanks to you that I am here now, hale and happy. So please, be at peace. Be at peace. Mother. Father.
already have a beautiful name. But if we might call you by the one we gave you? Maya. Our dearest Maya. We love you more than life itself.
Maya. My name. My name is Maya.
Are you sure about this? You can leave the terminal to us, you know.
No, I must do this. Kryl, Maya, Baldessian must press on. Press on and... Farewell, Mother. Farewell, Father.
Farewell.
If I may confide in you, I've been anxious ever since I chose to accompany you to Tyrol. I was afraid of what I might discover. Perhaps I'd learn nothing, or worse, that my parents didn't love me. But now I know the truth, and I couldn't be happier. I'm glad I took up Pictomancy, and I'm glad I mustered up the courage to say that I wanted to join you. Thank you for trusting me with your life and walking with me all this way. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I'll see this through. Rather, we'll see this through together. My apologies for keeping you. Come, let's catch up to the others. The others have told me all. I'm glad Crow could bid her parents a proper farewell. Now then, to ask this question for the second to last time. Are you ready to shut down the terminal? Upon shutting down Pyro Terminal, it will not be possible to restore Asile Volcane to its present form. You certainly wish to shut down the terminal.
You know how to do it.
I do.
Are you alright, Cryle? I am. I chose to forge on no matter what. I've had the courage to do so because of you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Level 100, Leafing Through the Past. Complete. Level 100, An Explorer's Delight. Kakuya is ready to head through the fourth and final zone. I must say, the closer we get to the end, the faster time seems to pass us by. Come, let's head to the fourth and final zone. By now you know how to get there, yes? Yes, we do. Excellent. This time I'd like to quickly check on the MSQ terminal, so I'll meet you at the Gate of Remembrance. Come on, everyone. All right. As far as I can tell, we still have some leeway with the MSQ terminal. Meaning you can carry on getting to know Endless in the last zone. Wind's Path Gardens, it's called, and it's breathtakingly beautiful. That's where your memories are stored, yes? That's right. I left it for last so I could guide you for as long as possible. Very thoughtful of me, yes? Ooh, a great idea just occurred to me. What might that be? I'll save it for after we've arrived on the other side. See you there. Great ideas are generally less than great. Hey, Aaronville. Much as I want to grant your mother her wish, I also want to respect yours. When all is said and done, I want you to be happy. I hope you know this. I know. I know. Kakuya isn't only his mother, she's his mentor as well. That can only make it harder for him to say goodbye. Let's go. For now, we keep doing what we've been doing, seeking out Endless and learning what's dear to them. Bleep bloop, error, verification system initialized. User registration confirmed. Greetings and welcome to Wind's Path Gardens, a sanctuary of exploration and discovery. The marvels of the natural world await you.
If I could have everyone's attention, I know we have pressing business, but I'd like to say a few words. Before I died, I had 2 wishes. The first was to see who my Eleneshpia would become. I would say that wish has been fulfilled. Indeed, it has. For the boy who once shunned company has returned a somewhat sociable man, surrounded by wonderful friends. As his mother and mentor both, I couldn't be more proud. As for my second wish, that was to see all manner of nature that I had never seen before. I hoped to explore every corner of the world and there find thriving life. But I didn't even get to see all of Tural, did I? Never enough hours in a day, or days in a year, or years in a life.
Kafkiwa.
Oh, don't give me that look. Though, admittedly, I did go and spoil the mood. Apologies. What I was so poorly trying to work up to asking was this. I want you to help me fulfill my second wish. I have a good feeling about this place. There is so much here I've never seen before, I just know it.
We'd love to see it with you.
I thought you might say that. Thank you. Windspath Gardens is home to a collection of flora and fauna that once thrived on the continent. Like the rest of living memory, I haven't explored it in earnest. Controlling my vessel demanded all of my attention. But at long last, I'll get to meet the creatures here. Wrap things up with a perfect little adventure. So, shall we?
Absolutely not. We're to grant you your wish, and then what? You leave? You cannot ask that of me.
Oh, Ellen Neshpir. Please understand. I just wanted to end on a happy note. Not only for myself, but for all of us. Better that than a sad goodbye, surely.
And with your consent, let's begin our adventure. Naturally, while we go about this, feel free to continue befriending Endless, and be sure to absorb the delightful scenery. This particular garden is called Blooms of Discovery. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely stunning, and they are all actual plants? They are indeed. These specimens were brought here hundreds of years ago for conservation, as the calamity had pushed them to the brink of extinction. So this zone is like a great conservatory. Precisely, my dear Kryl. Here you'll find flora and fauna the likes of which no longer exist elsewhere. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter? I suppose. Expect that some creatures I encountered outside of Terral might have cousins in this world. While I am no expert on life in the reflections, it would make for an interesting study to compare them. Now there's an idea. Leave it to my pupil to think up such. Here we have not only a world-traversing adventurer and a veteran gleaner, but a pair of Sharlayan's finest scholars besides. It's a veritable gathering of inquisitiveness, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. 100, an explorer's delight. Complete. Level 100, in search of discovery. Kakuya's eyes sparkle in anticipation of discovery. To begin with, I'd like you to scout out the vicinity and report back with any points of note. This would be a good opportunity to speak with the locals. They're bound to be familiar with the area, after all. As Alaneshba suggested, it would be interesting to compare the creatures here with those native to the source. Never ventured outside of Terral, so I look forward to your insights. Leave it to us. I've only ever been to Sharlayan myself, but I'd like to think I know interesting when I see it. Oh, hello there. What am I doing, you ask? Look up the trunks. See the plants within capsules? These are species that either can't survive in Windspath gardens or would become invasive and disrupt the ecosystem. Capsules recreate the conditions they require from tropical to frigid climes while keeping them isolated. In this way, any and all plant life can be preserved forever, just like ourselves. You see a creature wandering about that resembles the treants native to 12's Wood. I do. Timberman. Timberman. The flower garden appears to be meticulously maintained, if not by endless, then by machine. You know that even the water here is created using an electrope? The initial product is too pure, though, and adjustments have to be made so the composition resembles what's found in natural environment. It's just one of the many things they do to create the ideal conditions for these plants to thrive. I know what's become of the world outside the barrier, but I should like to visit a lovely spot such as this in real life. Speaking of lovely spots, have you been to the top of the lookout here? It's a great vantage point. There's even a food stall in case you're hungry. My ancestors aren't actually Alexandrian, but hailed from a place called Handipete. They had some unique customs there. For instance, when greeting someone, you had to say "Lally ho" in a spirited manner. settlement was also famous for a gigantic tree that grew nearby. It was so enormous that when you stood at its base, the roots covering the ground went beyond the horizon. The terminal here at Windspath Gardens is apparently inspired by that very tree, the Leafa tree, its name was. It may not be real, but it's nice to have it as a memento for posterity. Through the flowers. Ah, welcome back. Kral has just delivered to me a most fascinating report. You have some engaging impressions to share too, I hope. Well, well, that is all very interesting indeed, but I must say I am most fascinated by the ambulating trees. While there are similar creatures in Urkapacha, could you tell me more about these tree imps as you know them? Native to the Twelves Wood, where they prey upon even wolves. There are various subspecies, such as those with red leaves or a gnarled look. I like to hurl acorns at you, exploding ones. That's so. To maintain the ecosystem here, I imagine there are creatures that serve as their prey. Management of ecosystems. That calls to mind Labyrinthos, does it not? That it does. Especially under Labyrinthos is a storage facility deep beneath Charlian that contains a recreation of temperate climate zone. Such a place exists? Amazing. By the by, did anyone else also catch sight of a large scalekin? Large scalekin, you say? What does it look like? Nothing I've seen before, but it has a rodent-like form and walks on all fours. It looks like rodent, wouldn't that make it a beastkin? No, it's covered in scales, one that appear to mimic succulent plants. By that, I would definitely classify it as a scalekin. Well, it's hard to say for certain without seeing it. Why don't you show me? Very well, it was in a flower field earlier and should still be near. Head over there, then when we find it, we'll see who's right. The two of you should come along too and lend us your opinions. Go on ahead, I'll let the others know and then join you. You spot a beast resembling the Eshivor you encountered in the first. That's the one there. I see. At a glance, it certainly has the look of both scalekin and beastkin. Examine it more closely, shall we? Tell me your observation. Covered in plant-like scales. Has deft little paws. Has a pointy snout. And scales. Plant-like scales. That was also the first thing I noticed. I dare say those scales are for hiding in foliage. Having studied it, I believe that the scales upon its back are in fact a unique form of hide. Rather than being shed, it grows with the creature. You may be right. If we consider that along with its other characteristics, such as its face and hands, it's more likely to be a bee skin, like you said. Physical examination would be needed to confirm this beyond doubt, but I'm satisfied simply to have seen it. Seems you alone were familiar with this species. Where did you encounter it? The fairy kingdom of the first. Celia has been to the very edge of existence. She has seen life that others could only imagine. Amazing. Creation truly holds no end of mysteries. Oh, how I'd love to see them all. The life beyond the bounds of our star and plane both. Looks like we're having fun. Hearing about the unknown never fails to rouse me. I felt the same way when Ket and Ram and Galoof treated me to tales of their travels. You met my grandfather too? Oh, didn't I already mention it? It was when Galuf came to Tiral to investigate the Golden City. I happened to have business with Galul Jaja, so we met in Tuliolol. Little did I know that the tiny babe he was cradling would return as you. I think that our paths had already crossed all these years ago. Not only yours and mine, either. Laneshpa was there too, you know. I don't remember. It's quite fine if you don't. It was actually because Galuf told me about Charlian that I later urged Elaneshpa to take up gleaning. My fussy bun was growing up dour and withdrawn, and it was when I was at my wit's end that I recalled your grandfather's story about gleaners. Seeing the world through their adventures would inspire change for the better, I believed. I'm sorry I was dour and withdrawn. If you ask me, you still have some work to do, but it's because you're that way. You're with us now, and I for one am grateful. Well, let's keep moving, shall we? There's a facility I've been wanting to visit, the Clara Museum of Nature. They're supposed to have creatures that take you on leisure flights. There's just one problem. It seems only 3 people can fly at one time. And you and Aaronville should go. The rest of us still have plenty of other things we can do here. There's room for one more. Why don't you come with us? Okay. And it's settled. The museum is at the bottom of the ramp that runs west of the Laynode Arrow. Come on. No, they said, Labyrinthos, but it reminds me more of Elpis. The layout reminds me more of Azit Slav. Got all these different quadrants. No simple way to get there. Every way is a winding road. Here it is, the Clara Museum of Nature. The main building is closed due to the ether shortage, but happily they're still offering leisure flights. These are the fellows that will bear us. How adorable. Capybaras? They don't look capable of flight. Aha! Come on, come now. You know better than to judge a creature by its appearance. This will be great. I just know it. Level 100. Search of Discovery. Complete. Level 100. A journey never ending. Yakuya is ready to take to the sky on a Mewapiara back. Begging your pardon, but this is where you can go on leisure flights, yes? Indeed it is. Bearing you will be our adorable Mewapibaras, who are specially trained by a Turali friend. Just say the word and we will send you up, and away. There you have it, shall we then? You are ready? Then go ahead and mount up. The Mebobobs fly a set route, so you need only relax and enjoy the view. Exhilarating. I'll be damned, they really do fly. Hey, the way we're flying in formation, don't we look like migrating birds? Except we're on giant rodents. Speaking of migrating birds, the mallard is where your name comes from. Did I ever tell you that? That I knew, but I learned it from the shamanist, not from you. Migrating bird can fly anywhere it desires, even across oceans to distant continents. What's sad? You've done just that, my clever mallard. I thank you not to call me that. Oh dear, is it over already? Time really does fly when you have fun. What a joy to see living memory from up high. Ah, that was wonderful. An experience worth saving for the very end. You two enjoyed yourselves as well, I trust. It was enjoyable enough, I suppose. From my fussy bun, that's high praise. I'm glad I invited you and Zilly. Thank you for indulging me. If I could, I'd go for another 100 rides, but I must settle for the one. Time we were headed to the Aero Terminal. If there are still things you wish to do, you'll want to do them now. You ready? Make your way along the path yonder. I'll find the others and let them know the same. Damn it, boy, go say goodbye to your mama. She's only a facsimile constructed from her memories, I understand this. But when she's right there, as alive and spirited as I've ever known her, how am I supposed to do it? How am I supposed to erase her? Does she even know how it tears me apart?
How delightful this has been. Not since my journey with the Dawn Servant have I enjoyed myself so. No, I'm selling it short. This was even better. And that's because I was able to share this adventure with my darling boy. Well, this is as far as I can go. As for the rest...
Just stop. You're doing it again. Deciding everything by yourself, and then disappearing.
Eleneshpia, you're my pupil, so you ought to understand. Everything that lives must one day die, and that which has died isn't meant to return. This is the way of nature. Mine is an unnatural existence, and I've suffered it only because I had to unmake this twisted mausoleum. But now that brave souls have appeared to whom I might entrust my mission, I may finally embrace the end. Can't you be happy for me?
How could I be happy?
I was actually quite scared, you see. Scared that I'd be trapped inside the barrier forever and denied the thrill of discovery for all my days. Your coming gave me courage and comfort, Eleneshpia. More than you know. And now here I stand, unburdened and free. In this moment, the happiest of my life.
Those feelings will live on. Something only you can do.
As you wish, Mother. I'll continue what you began. You were right, of course. Leaving home has broadened my horizons. I've met my friends and found this place. So I bid you leave your dreams with me. And know, I'll go where you couldn't go, and do what you couldn't do. I will.
Look at you. All grown up and dependable. Yet with so much more ahead. A world of experiences await you, each a lesson of its own. You may know failure and burning regret, but these too shall become beacons to guide you. So come what may, hold your head high and carry on with conviction. And wherever your journeys take you, keep me close to your heart, will you? I should like to be there, to see what I haven't seen.
You will be, Mother.
Oh.
Now, run along. And never forget that you're my pride and joy. I trust you all can handle the rest. Take care. And farewell.
All right, let's seal this thing. We'll leave this to you, Aaronville. I won't waver, not anymore. If you're ready yourselves, then so am I. On shutting down the Aero Terminal, it will not be possible to restore Windspath Gardens to its present form. Certain you wish to shut down the terminal? Yes.
That makes all of them.
All that remains is to wait for the meso-terminal to become vulnerable when it's about to initiate fusion. And then we strike.
Please be advised, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. Repeat, we are entering the final phase of world bridging.
Here we go.
The ether of all residents will shortly be replenished. Be at ease. No action on your part is required. We thank you for your patience.
Wait, it's already begun?
Ooh. Not a moment too soon. It's as if she's saying she won't let us do as we please anymore. Through our time here, we've come to know what it is Fiend seeks to protect. That doesn't change what we have to do. Level 100, a journey never ending. Complete.